Oh, look at my African American over here. Look at him.
Shalom, grace, peace, and blessings to the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm your brother Reuben from Nations of Kings and Priests. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And today's lesson is, should we vote? Should we vote on the upcoming election? The answer to your question is no. As repentant Israelites, we should not vote because we're looking for a nation that cannot save us. We've been here in America for over 400 years, and we gave this country nothing but free labor off the backs of the slaves. This country did nothing but rape, rob, and murder our ancestors, and they gunning down the black and Hispanics in the streets rapidly, and the cops get off without no penalties. And they have our children on the border of Mexico, starvation, and throwing them in cages. And when Hurricane Maria tore up the shores of Puerto Rico, you have a president goes over there and throw toilet paper in the people's face with disrespect. So without further ado, let's get into the scriptures. The first scripture I want to go to is in the book of Lamentation. And the reason I want to start here first, because we always wanted a king set up over us in Israel. So the Most High God, he set up King Saul, King David, and King Solomon over us. That's the same way in America. We always want a king set up over us or a president over us to make change in our community. So without further ado, this is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. And it reads, As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help. And in our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. So these other nations, they can't save us. Like I brought out, only person can save us is Yahweh Shah. So I'm going to read on verse 18. They hunt our steps, that we can't go out in our street. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Because these other nations, they hunt our steps, and we still searching for these people to help us out. They're not going to help us out. So from here, let's get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17. Let's start at verse 15, and it reads, Thou shalt anywise set him a king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brother shall thy set king over thee. Thou may not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So the scripture is clear. It's telling us not to set a king or a president over us that does not come from your lineage, your brother. So let's get the next scripture to show who is our brother according to the Holy Scriptures. Alright, from here, let's go to the book of Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19, and I'm going to start at verse 17. And it reads, Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. So your brother is your neighbor. Not talking about your next door neighbor, it's talking about in your family or in your lineage. That's what it's talking about. And it's going to further prove itself when I finish reading. And not suffer sin upon him. Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. So there we go. The children of thy people is your neighbor and your brother. Reading on. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. So your neighbor is your brother, one from among your family. So let's get who from our family is going to be king over us. So from here, let's get the book of Matthew. Go to the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 6. And it reads, Thou Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art thou the least among the princes of Judah? For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. So who is that governor that's going to rule his people Israel? It's talking about Christ or Yahweh Shah. And I'm going to further prove that in the book of Isaiah. And let's get that Isaiah. Isaiah 9. Verse 6, and it reads, For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and a government shall be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Yeah, he's our governor. He's our Prince of Peace. So that's who we should be voting for. That's who we should put our trust in. Not Donald Trump or Joe Biden. All right? Let's prove that even furthermore. Let's get some more scriptures. So from here, let's get the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 22 and verse 28. Because not only Yahweh Shai is going to be king over Israel, he's going to be the king and the governor over all nations when the kingdom is established here on this earth, right? When heaven is on the earth. So I'm going to read Psalms 22 and verse 28. And it reads, For the kingdom is the Lord, and he is the governor amongst the nations. You see there? He's the governor amongst all the nations. So here, let's get another scripture. So from here, let's get the book of Psalms. Psalms chapter 22 and verse 28. Because not only Yahweh Shai is going to be king over Israel, he's going to be the king and the governor over all nations when the kingdom is established here on this earth, right? When heaven is on the earth. So I'm going to read Psalms 22 and verse 28. And it reads, For the kingdom is the Lord, and he is the governor amongst the nations. You see there? He's the governor amongst all the nations. So here, let's get another scripture. Okay, let's stay in the book of Psalms. Let's go to Psalms chapter 75. And let's start at verse 6. And it reads, For promotion cometh neither from the east, neither from the west, neither from the south. So promotions don't come from nobody but whatever God set up. So whoever he set up the president, he's going to do it. That's not our job, right? Verse 7. But God is the judge. He put down one and set up another. You see that? He'll put one president out and set up another. He controls the whole narrative. Our vote don't mean nothing, right? So from here, I'm going to get the last scripture and then I'm going to end the class. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 21 and verse 1. And it reads, The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the river of the water. He turn it wherever he will. So the Most High God is in control. Donald Trump is not in control. He turn his heart wherever he want Donald Trump to do. It's all in the motion of the Most High plan, right? Reading on. Verse 2. Every way of a man is right in his own eye, but the Lord pondereth the heart. You see that? The Most High, he pondered the heart. He put on the heart of Donald Trump or Joe Biden, whoever the president, what he want to do. They do not do their own free will, right? Reading on. Verse 3. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. See, the Lord can make you be wicked, or he can make you prosper the people. So I hope you understand that when we go out voting, it's not our own will, it's the will of the Most High. He picked who he wants to be the president. Our president is Yahweh Shai. That's so-called Christ, as some might say. So my name is Brother Ruben, and with this class I'm going to be done. I hope someone was edified. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.